Hi everyone, and this is the video for Aladdin 2019, case file number 0819. So this movie was directed by Guy Ritchie, and it was released on May 8th, 2019 in France, was the world premiere, but the US premiere was May 24th, 2019 in the US. So the budget was 183 million, and this movie grossed over $1 billion. And of course, this is based on the animated film, but Guy Ritchie took his own kind of twist to it and made it more of a cultural film, with still keeping the keeping the animated film influence. So the background of this movie. So in October in 2016, Disney announced that they would be doing a live action remake. And then in February of 2017, they announced that they're looking for a diversity in casting. And then in July, they announced that production was pushed back to August of 2017 because of the struggles it was to find an actor to play Aladdin. So the story is that over 2,000 actors auditioned for the roles of Jasmine and Aladdin. Jasmine came down to Naomi Scott, who, if those of you that don't know the name, she was Kimberly Hart in the Power Rangers reboot movie. And then she was also, the other actress that it came down to was Tara Saltra. And she is not known to US audiences, but she was a big part of Disney Channel India and a lot of the programming that they've done over there. Neither, however, were offered a role until they did a screen test with the actors that were going to be Aladdin. And Aladdin, they were initially interested in Dev Patel. If that name sounds familiar, he was the lead in Slumdog Millionaire. And Razan Ahmed, who is more of an Indian actor, not really well known to US audiences. But at D23 Expo 2017, it was announced that Mena Musood would play Aladdin. This was his first major film role. He is a Canadian out of Toronto. And his first, like I said, his first major film role. It was also announced that Naomi Scott would play Jasmine, and they did a successful screen test together. This casting was not without its criticism, as for Naomi Scott more specifically, some critics expected the role to go to an actress of Arab or Middle Eastern origin. But in December 2018, Julie Ann Cromet, who is Disney's Vice President of Multicultural Engagement, said that the decision to cast Naomi Scott reflects the mixing of different cultures in the Middle East. So what it was is she told how Agrabah is a Middle Eastern culture with different influences of culture, and so that Jasmine's mother and the Sultan would have had a daughter that looks like Jasmine anyway, so like it's not as far-fetched as people were claiming it to be. So filming was done in England with some location done in Jordan. And in January 2018, the film got a little bit of controversy with it because it was reported that white extras were being applied with brown makeup to blend in to background scenes. Disney did respond that the diversity of cast and background performers was a top priority and almost a requirement, and that the only time that this occurred was when a performer with a specific skill set, such as a stunt performer, an animal handler, or special effects rigging person, had to be in the background of the scene, and they were told they were done to make it so it wasn't as off-putting. So like I said, the premiere took place in Paris, France, and this was a global hit phenomenon. So in terms of the plot, for those of you that haven't been watching the videos or don't know what Aladdin is, it is a movie. The movie is a kind-hearted street urchin named Aladdin vies for the love of Princess Jasmine, where he finds a magical lamp. He uses the genie's power to make himself a prince in order to marry the lovely Princess Jasmine, who is only allowed to marry someone of royal descent. He also must stop Jafar, who wants to use the lamp for a dark purpose and take over the kingdom of Agrabah. So in terms of the review, this is a great reimagining of the classic animated film. I was, when going into this, really nervous about Will Smith because I was like, oh, he's not going to be the same. But he actually was able to bring the fun of the genie character without copying Ron Williams, and he was able to make it its own character. So I thought that was really well done. And in terms of some of the songs that he sings, it's more of a jazz type influence that he does, which was really well done, and more kind of a hip hop type influence, which I thought was totally different than what the Ron Williams take. So it's two totally different takes on the same character, which I thought was good, because I was afraid almost going into it that it was going to be like, oh, he's just going to copy whatever Ron Williams did, but he made it his own, which is really good. It's great as well. I didn't see this the first time I watched it, but talking to a friend of mine, she kind of pointed it out, and rewatching the film, I noticed it too, is the Bollywood influence of this film. So it's a great showcase of those Bollywood films. The costumes were amazing in this. There was a lot of great detail and a lot of period pieces, which is really good. The only negative of the film is I wish Jafar would have been more expressive and more over the top. He is really reserved and really kind of, until he gets the lamp towards the end of the film, he's just very kind of subtle and very like almost emotionless. And I just think of, as a Disney villain, you kind of are looking for that over the top craziness of the Disney villain. So I just wish it was a little bit more of that. But I understand what they were going for, kind of a more reserved Jafar that had been in the past. So in terms of what happened after the film, is in August 2019, a sequel was announced that it was being developed. And Guy Ritchie is going to sign on to be director, and it was going to be an original film. A lot of people were concerned, is like, are they going to make a live action remake of The Return of Jafar or The King of Thieves? And it actually said that they're going to use those two films as influences, but it's not going to be direct copies. Will Smith, Naomi Scott, and Mena Massoud have also said that they will be reprising their roles. So I look forward to seeing what they're going to do with that, because it's interesting, while they're not copying the two sequels, where this kind of takes the Aladdin franchise. In 2015, it was also announced that they were working on a prequel. This was prior to this movie coming out, but I still find it interesting, is that they're working on a prequel called Genies, and this would show how the genie would end up in the lamp. So it's still being in development, so I don't know if they're planning on going further with it. Maybe it's something that they'll do on Disney Plus. It's hard to say, but I just thought that that's kind of an interesting to see how the genie became a genie. Also in December 2019, a spin-off was announced for Disney Plus called Prince Anders. So for those of you that haven't seen the movie, Prince Anders in this version of the movie, he's the one that comes to court Jasmine at the very beginning of the film. So it's kind of interesting. I wouldn't have normally expected a spin-off of that character, because he's really not in the movie that often, but it'd be kind of interesting to see where that takes us. So in terms of Disney collection, I thought I'd share some Disney artwork that I've collected over the years with Aladdin. So I'm just going to show you this one first of all. So this one I got at the Calgary Comic-Con, and I just thought it's kind of a nice summary of Aladdin. And the next piece is this I got at Disneyland, and it's a nice piece of Disney art, mostly focusing on the genie. And then finally, I got this at the D23 Expo this past August in 2019, and I just thought it's really clever. It's the words to Friend Like Me painted with the genie. Just thought that was a nice little piece. Great for the collection. So that's it for this case file. The next case is going to be case number 1014, Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day. So I look forward to talking about that one with you guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.